Hi guys, it's Promise Sebastian here again with another awesome Blender tutorial. So we are creating the video you just watched. It's very easy. It's gonna involve some rigging and then particle physics. Okay, so all the whole project file that was used there, it's on the description link. So if you want to follow along, go there and get it and then follow right away. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to subscribe and leave a thumbs up as well. Okay, so now without further ado, let's get started. So I'm gonna start by getting that's the flex, okay, creating the cornflakes cereal. Okay, so to do that is very easy. So what we just do is click Shift A now and then head over to the that's the mesh here, and then scroll over to rock generator, click on rock generator now. So drag this guy here. So what I can just do is try to flatten this guy has some curves on it now, so we'll flatten it to retain these curves and make it flat like a flex. So X to scale and then Z to kind of flatten this guy, something like this. Okay, so we can see what we have now is close to what we need. So I'll click S again to scale on the y-axis, something like this. So this is looking great now. So what we can do now is apply this, convert this to a mesh, because this is actually a rock generator. So we'll try to convert it to a mesh. We just right click now, head over to convert now, convert to mesh, and then if you head over to edit mode now, you can see this is now a mesh, but the geometry is too much. Okay, so we'll try to subdivide this or decimate it. So there are various ways you can do it. So I'll just add the decimate modifier, head over to the modifier tab. Let's head back to object mode now, and then head over to the modifier tab, add modifier, scroll down to generate, and then click on the decimate modifier. You can see the number of faces I have here, 3072 faces. So we will subdivide this face to about let's just subdivide to about 5. So I'll click on it. So I have 96 faces. So let's just try to like shade this thing smooth now, and then so it's gonna be smooth. Okay, so you can get more details. I just want you to note, I don't want a high poly flex. Okay, so you can reduce the number of subdivision to get amount of detail you need. Okay, so this is okay for me. I will just apply this guy now. So what we'll now do is head over to add texture to this guy. So we'll head over to the shading workspace now, and then it's very easy. So before we add the texture, you have to like also that is you have to UV map this guy, so the texture is going to be applied very well. So we'll head over to the edit mode now, and then 3 to move over to face mode, 8 to select all the face, head over to UV now, then smart UV project. You can add the number of 0.001, that's the space margin, the island margin. Click OK now, so it has unwrapped this thing for you automatically. So we'll add the material now, and then I'm gonna call this flakes now. Okay, so I have flakes now. So we are going to add the whole material. So I have the flakes material I created with Photoshop, and then we are going to be importing it here. So we'll just click on the principal PSDF, Shift Control T, and then it takes us to where the material is. Okay, so the files I shared with you, all the materials are there, so you can use them and try your own as well. So we'll just box select all the materials and then hold Shift select these ones as well. Okay, Control, let's unselect this one because we don't need this one. Then principal PSD setup, it sets up everything for us. Now if you head over to the preview mode, the viewport preview mode, you're gonna see the cornflakes now set up there. Okay, so now we are not heading there for now. Let's just finish with what we are setting up. So we'll move over to the view to see what it looks like. Okay, so now we'll try to make this boss to be aligned with the global axis. Now it's kind of disaligned, so to do that we'll have to like clear all the whole transformation to get it to the global therefore axis. So we'll just move over to object mode, select the object now, and then I'm gonna head over to object now. So I'm gonna clear all the transform, head over to clear location, and then I'm also gonna clear the rotation. So clear rotation as well. So now if you head over to the layout now, you can see the lines, you can see the green y-axis and then the x-axis now. So it's aligned to the x-axis, so it will be easier for us to animate, do many stuff with this now. So now it's time for us to rig this cornflakes. So to rig this now, we have to know where the face is. So I'm going to use the x-ray view now. So you can see this is where the opening is. I created it already, and then this is the opening, so you can open it from here. That means our big bone has to be from here, then the smaller ones comes from here, so we can open it from here. So what we would now do is add a bone now. Shift A to add a bone, head over to armature, select single bone. So we've added the bone. What we can do is just grab this bone closer now, and then X to scale it a little bit now. So we are going to be snapping the bones to the exact faces we want it to be snapped to. It's very easy. So I'll click Alt Z now to exit this X-ray view, and then select my flex carton, head over to edit mode now. Then this face I have here, I'm going to select one of these faces. This is where I want it also. Let's just select this one. Okay, this is where I want that's the bone to be placed. So what we can click now is Shift X now, and then you can see a lot of options. Look at the one I'm looking for, cursor to active. That means this is the active element and the cursor is going to come to it. So I'll just click 3 now, and then it brings my cursor to this active element. So what you just have to do now is head back to object mode now, and then select your bone now, then control, that's move out to edit mode, or use the control from post to edit. So to edit mode now, select the tip of this bone now, then right click and head over to snap, then selection to cursor, so it snaps the bone to the cursor. So we'll do same for the top one as well. Over to object mode, select the boss now, and then back to edit mode, zoom in and then select one of the face here. So I've selected one of the face now, so I will click Shift X again, S not X, and then 3 again. The cursor comes here, so back to object mode, select the bone, and then back to edit mode, select the tip of the bone again, right click, snap to selection to cursor, and then you see my bone is now placed perfectly well. So we can now extrude out the small bones here. So I'm going to move over to the edit mode, select the tip of this bone now, and then Z, let me use the Z axis, click on the Z gizmo here, E to extrude, and then on the Y axis extrude out the bone here, make sure it's at the tip here. So we can use the same pattern and then snap the bones to make sure it's perfectly aligned. Let's use Alt Z to use X-ray view, E to extrude, Z, and then bring it out somewhere there, or Z again. Let me see. Okay, it's close, and then let's see what we'll have here. So we can use the wireframe view as well to see the wireframes and make sure it's aligned. So you can see the tip bent a little bit here. So I'll just drag this guy, keep it here. So this is great for me now. So to make sure that I'm very, very correct with what I'm doing, I will just select, to make it just very easy, just select this one, snap it to this tip now, right click now, snap selection to cursor. You see everything is perfectly aligned now. So now let's join this bone now to this Cornflakes carton. Okay, so now I'm gonna exit this edit mode, head over to object mode now. So what I can now do now is hold the carton, hold Shift, and then select the bone, and then Control P now, and then we are going to parent it with empty groups. Okay, so I'll select this carton, hold Shift, select the bone, Control P now, then we'll parent with empty groups. So once we do that now, if you select this carton now and then head over to this icon that says data, object data properties, if you select it now and then on the vertex group, you are going to see it created groups with the bone names. Okay, so what you just have to do is parent the part of this, head over to edit mode, parent the part of this cornflakes you want to the bone that will control it. So we want all the whole carton to be controlled by this one, and then this tip to be controlled by this one. So to do just that, we head over to the edit mode now, select A to select all the cartons now, and then let me just remove these ones I don't want it to control. So now we are going to like assign this whole carton to this big bone now. So the bone is the one that is named bone, so I will select on that bone and then click on assign now. So if we deselect now and select this guy, you see now is now assigned to this bone. So if I move this bone, it's gonna move this whole stuff. Let's just move this guy now on pose mode. I'll select just this bone, move now. You see, moves all the whole stuff except the one that I didn't parent to it. So we'll now make sure that this one is parented to this one. So we'll do the same thing we just did now. Select the carton, head over to edit mode, select the face there, and then select this other face as well, and then select the tip of the face here. And I think this is good. So we assign it to the bone 001, assign. And then the same, we'll assign the one that it's inside as well, this one. So we are going to assign it to 002 and then assign now. So if we deselect and select, you can see now. So what we can do now is try to move our bones to see what we have. So I'll select the bone, G to grab out. So you see it's moving everything. So if we head over to pose mode now, if we rotate now, arrow to rotate on the x-axis, so you can see it's actually opening the carton for us. So it's very, very easy to do that. So I'll just right click now. So we've done this now. What we just need to do now is do the simulation. Okay, it's very, very easy to do that now. So we'll click Shift A now. Shift A now, head over to mesh now, monkey. So I'm gonna add the monkey because this one often works. So we're gonna put it often emits from different axes. So if you add a cube now, it's gonna be emitting from just the faces of the cube. So it emits from the faces. So with a monkey like this that has enough faces, it's gonna be more natural than just using a cube. So I'm gonna scale this a little bit, keep it somewhere here, and then we're going to parent this to our bone. So what we can just do now is select the bone and select that's the monkey. Hold shift, select the bone, control P, and then parent object. So I think once we move this bone now, it's gonna move the monkey head. So I'm just gonna select the monkey head, G and then Z, bring it down here, somewhere inside there. So even if we still move this guy, it's still gonna move the monkey head. So we have that now. So I'm gonna add a mission to the monkey head now. So at Z now, I'm gonna select the monkey head from there, and then I'm gonna add a mission. So to do that now, I'll just head over to the particle physics I have here, or then you can download the molecular plus add-on. Check the description link to get the link to download it. So if you download it, it's very easy for you to click N now on your sidebar. If you add the add-on, you're gonna be seeing it on your sidebar here. So you use it to add. It's more like it speeds up things for you. Okay, so but now since we don't have the molecular, I don't know if you've installed this, so we just use the particle here now. That's the particles physics here. So we just click plus now, and then we've added an emission already. So if you play this now, it's going to be emitting something for us. Okay, so now we don't want it to be emitting the buzz, is emitting now. So what we want it to emit is the flex I have in there. So now I'm going to reduce the number of what is emitting. Let's try 500 for the number of what is emitting, and then we don't need to change these seeds now. So the frame we can try from 60, and then it ends in 200. That's okay for me. And then the lifetime we can increase it very, very well. Can leave it at 300, and then it's going to emit from faces. This is okay. And then jitter is okay as well. Cage is okay, and there is not yet time for us to bake it. We have to change some other settings before we bake. Okay, this velocity, we are going to be touching these guys now when we add the animation. So what I can do now, this rotation we don't need it for now. So now we'll head back now to where it says render as. So you can see it's rendering as halo. So first of all, uncheck this show emitter, so it's not going to be showing this monkey head for you on your background. So now I'm going to change from halo to object. So the object we just created now, this is going to be labeled rock. You can change the name. Let's just name it a flex. Okay, so that's the object you're going to select. So we'll select on this flex now. Let's just select back our monkey head, and then what is going to render as is the object. So with the object, you pick the object you want it to render now. So we're going to select the object we want to render, the flex now, and then we've added it now. So what you can do now is reduce, that's increase the scale. You're going to see the scale of the object is going to be very, very small. So what you can do is increase the scale of the object. So let's just scroll down to the scale and then increase it, because we'll be needing it now. So let me scroll down. So you can see render as now. You can see scale now. So the scale is 0.05. I can just do 0.5. That's half of the original size of this flex now. And then scale random. You want the scale, that's the flex, to be different sizes. You don't want it to just be the same size. So you have to increase this guy to 1 now. So with this now we are okay. So if you play this animation, you will see now is actually when it gets to the 60, this is actually rendering the flex now. But you're not gonna see it now because you're not gonna see it with the textures. We are still in solid preview mode or Z now. So now we want this guy to actually cover, that's pour out from this now, not rendering like this now. So we are going to add a lot of collisions. So we'll add collisions to the plate now, a collision from the physics here. So we're gonna select collision there, and then it has added collision for us. Then you can increase, okay, you can reduce the damping so that it's going to be bouncing very well on the plate. And then the friction as well, you can increase it a little bit. And then thickness, this one you don't have to bother about them. Okay, so you can reduce this one as well from here. So this is for particles, this is for soft body, so you don't need to bother about the soft body. It's the particles you need to bother about. You can reduce the damping to somewhere here, friction a little bit here. So the randomness, you can increase it a little bit, 1. The randomness here, 1 as well. So now it's time for us to add a background and then animate this. Now shift A now, and then I'm gonna add a plane now, exoscale, arrow to rotate on the y-axis, rotate this guy 90, and then G to grab on the x-axis. And then okay, I'm using the local axis. Let's move back to the global axis. So somewhere here now, so I'm gonna move over to edit mode now. Select the move out to move out to edge mode. Select that edge, E to extrude, extrude on the x-axis somewhere here. So you're gonna select this edge I have here, Control B to bevel this edge, then scroll in to add a lot of faces now. So I think this is great now. So now I can move this guy up now and then place it close to the plate so it acts as the ground. So we'll add collision to this guy as well. We're gonna add, let's shade smooth this guy. We're gonna add collision to this floor as well. So we'll move out to the physics property as well, add collision, and then the damping as well. We can increase for the particle, increase the damping to somewhere here, friction to somewhere here, randomness a little bit here and here as well. And then the box, we have to add collision to it as well. So it's gonna collide with the particle. So with the bus, you're over to physics again, add collision to the bus. So the same thing. This time around, we are going to reduce the damping very, very well. So that it's going to be bouncing on the box so that the particles will not be penetrating from the box. And then from this one as well, we are going to like reduce the friction a little bit. Okay, so this is the time we are going to touch this guy now. That's from the velocity here, where you have a velocity, normal, tangent. Okay, so we're gonna play around with these guys now. So let's first of all increase the y-axis. So it's going to move on the y-axis. You want it to be like falling like a projectile. So we increase that of the y. Okay, so this is not doing much for me. Let me increase that of the z and see what I have. Okay, not bad. Let's drag the guy out so that we can see what we are doing. Then I'm gonna play this guy now. Okay, so it's face this side. So we are gonna reduce the randomness again. We're gonna make this guy go negative and see what we'll have here. Okay, so now it's pouring out from this side. So this is exactly what we need. We need it to pour from this side. So because it's gonna bend now, and then this is what exactly what we need. So to change this now, you need to play around with the velocity here. So you shift to where you're okay. So I think -206 for me was great, and then for the z is 1.93. So you play around with this now to get the exact orientation you're okay with. Okay, so with this now I'm great now. So what I can just do now is drag this guy now inside again, back to this guy. So let's play the animation and see what we'll have. So you see what it's looking like now. So due to this guy has some collisions, some of them are going to be entering inside. So I can bring this plate closer now. Then GX and bring it closer here. So now we are going to try to animate the bone now. At least so it pulls down to where it started. The animation started at 60. That's when it starts emitting. So now we're going to make our bone bend the flex so that it starts emitting from the 60. So I'm going to move back to, that's the cornflakes now. Select this now, or Z. And then we're going to select our bone, move out to pose mode, A to select all the bones, flat view. And then we're going to add our keyframes now. So let's take to 0 now. And then G, Z, and then bend this guy a little bit. Arrow to rotate text, bend a little bit. So arrow to rotate again, Y, rotate this guy a little bit. So G, and then bring it up. So let's see what our camera view is getting. So look at what our camera view is getting. So it's not getting the box. I think the box is very, very far. So N to lock, go to view and lock the camera to view, and then zoom out a little bit. So we'll have something like this. Somewhere like this is good. Now don't worry, we'll make this guy invisible. N now to unlock it again. And then we're gonna bring this guy down now by animating it. So I'm going to add a keyframe here, location and rotation keyframe, and then G, and then on the 60 where it started emitting. So that's where it starts emitting. Let's just try 65. So it bends down from 65. That's where it started emitting very well. So G to grab somewhere here, and then arrow to rotate Y, and then GX to move this guy somewhere here. Yeah, and then make sure that we open, let's add the keyframe here, I, location and rotation, and then make sure that we open the flex. So we'll select the bone that we used to animate this other bone now. Arrow to rotate Z, and then let's use the local orientation, and then arrow to rotate. Let's see what Z looks like. Y, X. Okay, X is what we need. So bring this guy somewhere here. Open, and then I to insert a keyframe, location and rotation, and then somewhere here insert another keyframe, I, location and rotation. So now you can see that this guy is not moving this monkey head. Why? Because we parented the monkey head to this as an object. We didn't parent a particular bone to the monkey head. So what we can just do now is move this guy back to where it's to the monkey head here now. That's where we're going to parent this monkey head now to this one of these bones. So let's just parent it to this mother bone now. So I'm going to head back to object mode now. So select the monkey head, and then hold shift, select this other bone, and then move over to pose mode, and then select this particular bone, and then control P, and then parent bone. So it has parented to that particular bone. So now if we play this now, it's gonna move with the emission, and then it opens and then it pause. So you can see it now, very easy. So I think it started pouring very late, so we can still move our animation, select all the whole bones, and then we can scale this guy, move this cursor to here, and then scale the keyframe to probably 80, so that it starts pouring before it stops falling. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so that's it, guys. Very easy. So we can now cover this guy up now so that we don't see the guy. So we can make this guy unseen now, invisible, and then so that when the animation plays and renders, it doesn't come along with it. So if we head over to the preview mode now, so you can see the flex we have now. So what we can just do is change this guy now, move over to the shading workspace, make that guy black, and then render our animation. So we'll add the material to this now, and then change the color to black somewhere there. So, and then we can add the lightning setup. So you can see what we have here now. So you can add your lightning setup. You can use a spotlight A to add a light setup. You can use light now, use a spotlight, place one by the side here, arrow to rotate, G, and then X and Y. You can using the local axis. Let's use the global axis, and then bring this guy somewhere here, arrow to rotate here, and then duplicate this guy. You can make this one 5,000 watts, so it gives you very clear view. And then duplicate, just G, and bring this guy up, duplicate, bring this guy here. So I'm going to mirror it now on the Y global axis, so it mirrors out. So this one can be 2,200 watts, and then we can add another one, G, to grab this. Okay, duplicate, right click now, duplicate, arrow to rotate, Z, and then keep this guy here, and then make this one around 1,200 as well, enter. So now let's make sure that it's very blurred. That's the blend, it blends very well with the background. This one, increase the blend, this one as well, increase the blend as well. So another thing we can add is head over to word now, add a HDR, because it's very important. Shift A, input, environment texture, and then we can add the color to it. You can plug from color to color, open, and then I think I have a look at this environment texture I have on my project file. So it's on the file I shared with you guys as well, so you can add it now. So I have environment texture. So let's just move back to the render preview mode. So let's see what we'll have here. So if I use my camera setup, so you can see what I have here. So this is really nice. Okay, so you can see what it looks like now. So this is very nice. So you can render your own and then get your own result. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. If you did enjoy this tutorial, you learned something, and then is anything you think I need to correct on as well, so let me know. Okay, and thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. See you on my next tutorial. Thank you.